Hey guys, inside the house today, opening a large box. This has been purchased as supposedly known working, so I've got this inside rather than out in the shed, sort of as a hope that I don't need to do anything to get this working. Now I did accidentally cut this open when I wasn't filming, so let's open it up and have a look inside. First thing I see is a lot of packing peanuts. I'm going to need a container to put these in. This waste paper basket should do the job. Looks like we need another container. Shoebox. Okay, that's enough of them dealt with. I can get this out of the box now without getting too many packing peanuts over my office floor. Okay, let's see if we can get this out. This is pretty well packed, I must say. So, large box. Whatever could this be? Okay, let's get some more of this packaging opened up. Sorry about the lighting inside, it's not as good as outside in the shed. And there we are. Desktop PC. So this is supposedly a 386SX. According to the listing, this does work. It has a working hard drive. The floppy drives work. It has DOS installed. It has Windows 3.11 installed, along with a set of games. I have actually purchased a few other old desktop PCs, another 386SX, and a pair of 286s. That I've as of yet been unable to get working. I'm hoping that in addition to being able to play some games on this, that I will be able to use it to help diagnose some of the parts in the other computers, check that video cards work, check that controllers work, things like that, just so that I can try and isolate things that might be problems in the other computers. So let's just have a quick look at this and see what we can see. So on the front, we've got a reset button, power switch. There is a turbo switch. I don't know if that's actually supported by this motherboard or not. The guy in the listing did say he did upgrade the internals slightly from what was stock, so I don't actually know if the turbo is supported. 3.5-inch floppy, 5.25-inch floppy. Looking on the bottom. We can see there are 3 feet. There's one missing. I might need to check the box to see if it fell off in the box somewhere. If not, I'll just put something under that to prop it up. If we move around to the back, we've got power supply, which looks like a pretty standard AT power supply with the power in and power out for the monitor. We do have a DIN style keyboard connector. We've got various serial and parallel ports, video card, that looks like that there, VGA. There is a network card, which does have an Ethernet port on it, so I'll see if I can get this on the network. And there is a sound card and what's probably a joystick port along with the sound card. I think the listing did say this was a Sound Blaster compatible, so I'll be interested to see what, how that sounds. So I'm going to take a punt and just see if this thing works. The fact that this was listed as seller refurbished rather than untested like most of the things I buy, I'm going to trust the seller. Might be a bad idea, but the guy looked pretty trustworthy. So I'm going to get some peripherals and get this thing plugged in and see if it works. First of all, I have this lovely keyboard. This thing is probably from mid-90s. So not quite the right vintage for this PC, potentially. and it's very yellowed. It's pretty gross. I bought this down at the tip at the recycling place for I think $5 maybe, if that. The reason I have this, and the reason I picked it up, was that it has the old AT style 5-pin DIN plug. So this, I don't have any other keyboards with that connector, so I'm really hoping this keyboard works. Secondly, I have this beauty. This is a 14-inch VGA CRT monitor from 1987, so very early VGA, I think the first year of VGA. I think I paid $50 for this from someone on Facebook Marketplace. It works, it turns on. I've verified that I can get picture out of it on a modern PC, but only at the low resolution used by the sort of like, you know, the BIOS post screen essentially. Once it gets into Windows, it loses sync because it can't handle the higher resolutions. But I'm hoping this old VGA card will work fine. Okay, so here goes nothing. Let's give this a shot. Monitor power's on. I can hear that lovely CRT noise. Cool, I can see a picture. Now let's turn it on and see what happens. Haha! Yes! 1990 BIOS. 4 megs of RAM, almost. 3.5 extended, I guess. Cool. DOS startup menu. What do you want to do? Default boot to DOS, boot to Windows without network, with extended memory, clean boot, or no drivers. Let's just use the default boot to DOS and see what we get. Oh, interesting. Using FreeDOS. Okay, cool. So this guy has actually installed FreeDOS on this, which is a more modern port of DOS, essentially. So it's not using actual MS-DOS. I may remedy that at some point. Cool. So C drive, we've got some files, games. Let's see what's the keyboard's working. That's one thing. It's in games. Cool. 386. What's good? Okay, let's try an old dir/p. AITD. What would that be? Alone in the Dark, I guess. Bash, Bitmap Brothers, Budokan, Wolf 3D, nice, and Trap, Flashback, Gauntlet, Hocus Pocus, love that game, Lemmings, Monkey Island 2, Nightmare, Populous, Prince of Persia 1 and 2, Skywards, not quite sure, Sierra, could be a few games in there, SR2, not entirely sure, Test Drive 2, Test Drive 3, got Monkey Island 1, so it'll be Secret of Monkey Island, Christmas Lemmings, and Syndicate, awesome. Okay, what are we going to try? Well, let's see how badly Wolf 3D runs on this old 386SX. Starts. I do need to get some speakers. I do have some speakers. I need to unbox them though. It's working. Awesome. And a little bit of fuzziness on the monitor. Oh, registered version. Let's check that it works, see how it performs, and then I'm going to find some speakers. Yeah, it's running. It doesn't run too bad. Feet on this keyboard are wonky. It's better. Awesome. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, I think. Even though you can play all this stuff on DOSBox, of course, there's just something more satisfying playing it on a real PC. Oh no, we can't kill the dogs. Alright, awesome. I'm going to find some speakers. Actually, before we find some speakers, let's just try something else. Okay, Windows for Workgroups 3.11. This PC is actually very similar to the original PC that we got when I was a kid. It was a 386SX. I'm not sure if it was the exact same clock speed. I believe we did have Windows 3.1 though, not 3.11. Ooh, look at that render speed of that background. It's struggling. The hard drive's spinning away. Should probably plug a mouse in, but yeah. Cool. It's Windows. Navigate around with the keyboard at least. Fantastic. Alright, well I think I'm going to do a few more videos on this one once I clean things up and get things settled. But yeah, I'm quite excited that this actually works. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey again. While cutting this video together, I realized I never actually plugged in any speakers. So this is a few days later, just filming a bit of extra footage. I've adjusted the camera settings a little bit and the monitor brightness. I think I could probably turn it down a bit more though. Contrast and brightness just to give a bit of a better picture on the camera. Still a bit flickery, but I can't quite seem to find a shutter speed on my camera that matches the refresh rate on this monitor. So I plugged a few things in. Firstly, let's just look down. I do have a mouse now. This is a serial mouse I found in my shed. I've had it for quite some time. It does work. I've tested it in Windows. And then I have some speakers. Big, beige, blocky speakers. And these do work. At least the left channel works. I have not yet been able to get any audio out of the right speaker. I don't know if that's a problem with the speakers, the cables I'm using, or if this sound card just outputs mono and it's only on one channel. I'm not sure. I need to do some investigation. Let's just turn the volume up and see how it sounds. So that sounds pretty good to me. There are a couple of small problems I have noticed, and I have done a few other little tests. First of all, the turbo switch seems to work. If I switch it, it moves down to 10 megahertz, and as you can see, the game slows down significantly. And it back up to the full 33 megahertz, blisteringly fast. Next, there is a problem with the keyboard. Now, to demonstrate this, I'm going to quit the game. Okay, so I'm back at the DOS prompt, or the free DOS prompt, and see if I type a few keys, I'll hit N, B, V, all works fine. I'll hit M. Consistently types an apostrophe. If I hit apostrophe, it works fine. Also slash, I think, or was it backslash? Comma, yeah, comma is adding hyphens, but hyphen is fine. Period is fine. I think there's one other key that's doing this. I can't remember which one. Anyway, looks like there's a problem with the keyboard. I'm hoping it's just dirty and that there's perhaps some lines shorted together. So I'm going to do a probably fairly short video at some point, taking this apart, cleaning it. I might even try to retro bright it, but I'll see how it goes with a proper clean, and that will hopefully resolve that issue. I'm yet to test the floppy drives, so I'll do that in a follow-up video as well. And I do need to have a bit more of an investigation of these speakers to see if there is a fault with the right speaker or if it's just the way that I've got this set up. Just to round us out, I'm going to check out one of my favorite games of all time, which also has some of my favorite video game music of all time. So let's see how this goes. Thanks for watching, guys.